Hello and welcome to our Blockbuster videos. In this video we're going to be showing you how to make a card with the toy shop topper from our Christmas classics. For this card you're going to need your topper, your plain cardstock, your foil cardstock, some snowfall acetate, an A5 card blank and some gold mirror. So we're going to start off by taking our plain cardstock and I am going to bring in my trimmer. And I'm going to trim it just slightly after the candy canes on that section down to the very top of the house, and then we're going to bring in our craft knife and we're going to cut around the side of this house. So just following the shape of the house here. And make it easy for you. Cut where you feel comfortable. So I'm just going to go around and up around those icicles. Down that chimney, and then we'll go around the side of our card here. So just keep following the spacing on here around the little onlooker, and then that should pop out of there, and then we have this panel for our card. So we are going to make an A5 card for this one, so that will be perfect height. I'm going to bring in my foil cardstock now because we're going to make the back of our card using this foil cardstock. So let's trim this down to just below the A5, and then I'm just going to trim a little bit more off the top just so that fits in our card. And then with our gold mirror we are going to bring this in at 5.5, so just below, just above, sorry, that 5 3/4, and then the height is perfect. And then I just want to measure the space that we've got here, so that's just about 2 inches. So I'm going to take this to 1 over that 2-inch mark, and with my card blank now I'm just going to pop it in, and I'm just going to line up my score line to that same marking, just that 1 inch over the 2, and we're just going to trim the front off our card. And this is going to allow us to pop our snowfall acetate on, but also hide some of our workings. So let's cut this snowfall acetate down to A5, and then we can start to build up our card now. So I'm going to place my snowfall acetate on this panel first of all, so just using double-sided tape because we are going to wedge it between some mirror cards, so it's absolutely fine to use your double-sided tape here, and then just placing this on the top of here, lining it up with your card blank so you know it's going to sit nicely, and then I will just straighten out that bottom section now so that fits really nice onto my card, and then we can just pop that out. I'm just going to remove this bit of tape that's just gone a bit loose, so just pop that out, and then with our mirror we can place this over the top of that space. So placing that on top of our panel, that's going to hide those workings of where we've stuck our acetate. And I'm just going to take that gorgeous design that we fussy cut and just trim that down ever so slightly so that I get that nice edge of gold on the top and the bottom as well. So we'll stick that in place, making sure to just add our tape on this straight panel. So we'll stick that down next, and that can go on here. So just lining up the top, the bottom and the sides. We know that that's going to line up perfectly on the bottom, and then we can bring in our other elements. So we're going to add our mirror and that gorgeous foiled cardstock to the inside of our card. So just placing that down first of all, giving ourselves that nice golden edge, and then that's going to fit straight onto here like so, making sure that you can still fold that score line nice and close on there. Now let's add our toppers. For this one, we're just going to add a few toppers that are going to sit on the inside of our card, and I'm actually going to go with these really small long toppers. So we have wishing you a fun-filled family Christmas, and then we have the door to the shop, and I think we are also going to use have a joyful Christmas, which is our topper at the very top of our page. So let's go in with foam pads for this one, and I'm going to stick these onto the back of our image. Now I'm going to use this one up here, and then I'm going to place the one with our sentiment further down, and for that I'm going to use our thin foam pad strips, because we're going to place those on either side of our card, and then I'm going to double up my foam pads on this side. So let's just fold that over to where it meets, and we'll just trim that section off there and place that in there. And we've got a tiny little piece which will fit on the very end, so I can stick that on there, and this will have our sentiment fitting perfectly on top of one another on that card. So I want to remove off our backing from this topper now, placing that up there in that top space, and then our sentiment have a joyful Christmas is going to fit across the top. So a nice long foam pad strip on there, have a joyful Christmas, and there's a card using the toy shop from our Christmas Classics collection.